Okay, now I got some frozen peaches that have, you know, kind of thawed out a little bit. I'm getting these into the mix here. And what I'm gonna do is hit them with a little brown sugar and some regular white sugar. So look at those. Let's get a little bit of regular sugar in, about a 1/4 cup. And we'll get a little brown sugar in. So you get some of that nice kind of rich, deep molasses flavor. There we go. And a little bit of flour to kind of bind it together a bit. We're also gonna be hitting some cornstarch in there. The flour kind of gets a little thick and a little opaque where the cornstarch kind of runs a little bit more clear. So get a little flour, and get a little lemon juice, and get some water in there too. So a little lemon juice goes down. Get a little water in here. Spoon, and where's my cornstarch? Okay. There we go. Kind of mix that up a little bit. Make it not quite a slurry, because that's not a ton of cornstarch. All right. Now, before I mix that in, I'm going to get a little cinnamon down. There we go. Okay. So, take this, kind of pour it around. Now, this is going to be the base of it. We got sugar, we got flour. This all right here could be made. We could be making peach pie for all I know. So he's going to get poured in here. First things first, let's get in a little bit of oats. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. We'll get in some flour. There we go. Okay. We'll get in some brown sugar. Again, kind of the same, you know, some of the same sweeteners that we had on the mix with the peaches. A little bit of both. And a little bit of white sugar. Same thing, about a 1/4 cup on that. I was dragging a bit there. Okay, gonna give a little pinch of salt into this piece. There we go. A little bit of cinnamon hiding there. You see, when I bake at home, I mean, I get everything out that I own. Okay, a little bit of cinnamon going downtown. Here we are. And then here's the kicker, a little fresh nutmeg. Get that. Got a zester, a little microplane here. And this, especially the fresh nutmeg, really makes it work. About a 1/4 teaspoon on that. There we are. All right. Now we get in some almonds. Toasting these would also be a nice little move to make. There we go. And we're gonna hit it with some cranberries. You know what? I'm kind of looking at this. I'm looking at the size of the dish. I'm gonna up my oats just a little bit. Just give a little bit more, and I'm just gonna hit a touch more flour in there too. Because depending on the size pan, when you're using a smaller dish, you don't have as much surface area to cover. I'm just gonna hit a little bit more in there. Now, here comes the key. I gotta debling for this. This is the key. Having a little room temperature butter that's been softened, and we're gonna kind of mix this in here. I'll just kind of break it up a little bit. Now we're gonna work this into here. Now, what's gonna do? Well, it's gonna work as a little bit of a binder, but it's also gonna kind of melt and help crisp things up. All right, here we go. Go down with some of this. All right. Okay, here we go, into the oven. It's at 450. I'm just gonna pop it in there right now at the 450. It's smoking hot, but what I'm gonna do is drop it down to 350. It'll still have some of that residual temperature. Now check this out. The peaches are cooked, kind of make a nice caramel sauce around it, and they got some crunchy topping, but the topping that's down into the peaches is a little bit soggy. So now that I want the crunch, I want extra crunch, I'm gonna take the rest of the crunchy topping and put it on top. This will sit on the existing crunchy topping, and I'll have lots of extra crunchy topping. Okay, that goes back in, a few more minutes, crunch that top up. Peaches tossed with cinnamon and sugar, then baked under a comfy blanket of oats, slivered almonds, dried cranberries, a little brown sugar. Oh, ain't she a peach?